All right, the round table continues, ladies and gentlemen. Sam Bushman. I've got the good Sheriff Richard Mack with me, cspoa.org. I've also got August Davila with us, ladies and gentlemen. He is a security expert, folks, and he holds a master's degree in strategic security, terrorism, counterterrorism. We're talking about fifth-generation warfare where they manipulate the hearts and minds of the people. They don't have to fire a shot. And eventually, if we're not careful, it might result in the takeover of a nation, ladies and gentlemen. Now, his websites, there's two of them. The first one, iRevelar, I-R-E-V-E-L-A-R dash FCS.com. That's his investigations website. He's also involved with a group called vettix.org, and Vettix is a way to get tickets to veterans to help them, unwind, enjoy life a little bit inexpensively with extra tickets for events. It's kind of a great service for veterans. We love that as well. But August, right before the pause, Sheriff Mack had kind of said, hey, they paved this sucker over, and each individual item has explanation. They say it might be kind of a hazmat or kind of a concern. So they got to, there's blood involved, and so they got to kind of, take care of that and clean that up for safety reasons. Every single item by itself seems to have a logical explanation, but when you put it all together, man, this sucker just doesn't add up, August. It just doesn't.
Yeah, and seemingly, when there's blood on the floor, or, it does present a biohazard, and so I think it may be part of police protocol or law enforcement protocol to have that area sterilized or cleaned or whatever, even paved over for that reason. But it could be other things as well. I don't know what if the university had plans to pave over it, or there was something else. But yeah, it just goes with what it is. Whenever you go to, if there's a homicide or anything, yeah, they have to, or if someone's been dead in the property for a long time, they do have to make sure there's no biohazard, take everything out, clean it, and have it properly sterilized.
So I get it. When we look at this thing, what do you think the American people should be thinking and doing right now? The sheriff resigns. The bullet doesn't match the gun. They paved over that thing. They had super lax security, nobody on the roof, no drones, no way to kind of protect anybody in that whole thing. Charlie gets murdered. Weird kind of people surrounding Charlie and Charlie's wife. And I'm not really here to attack anybody on this thing. I'm just saying weird phone calls and weird analysis and Candace Owens going off and her information. Right. And I'm just saying that investigations in my mind, and I'm certainly not an investigator. I'm just kind of redneck guy. But investigations usually over time get more narrow as you lock down timelines, lock down facts, prove truths, and get rid of the cannon fodder and things out of investigations over time narrow if we're getting to the truth. Every time I turn around, this investigation just gets more broad. That's got to be intentional, right?
Yeah, it does cause a lot of doubt and concern and a lot of questions, which is, even my daughter, when she found out I was there, she was scared to death, and she asked me, what happened, and she's nowhere near being an investigator, but she said, there's a lot of missteps. Maybe by the security team, maybe by the university, a lot of things that we're looking at that led to this happening the way it did. This shouldn't have been like a second round of Trump back in Pennsylvania. This should have been like, hey, this is a protocol. We should have had this already down. Should have been in play. Should be a new playbook. But like again. Yeah, any doubts that come up are going to change the narrative, and it just makes things worse. Like I said, it's just going to get you not to trust and believe. Eventually down the road, hopefully there is something that will say, Robinson has made claims that he was the shooter, that the gun was his, the gun was provided by his grandfather or something, as far as I can remember. So he had access to a weapon. The weapon was his. I don't know how long ago that weapon was fired, how old the ammunition was, when he last fired it. Those are all questions that I have. If he did indeed fire it, when was the last time he fired it? With what ammunition? How old is the ammunition? I don't know.
And
But when you have
so,
a high-profile figure, high-profile figure like Charlie Kirk, Sheriff Mack, in a location where he was, I mean, August started out saying, "Hey, this thing was like a fishbowl, man," and you have nobody checking the roofs. You have no coordination between Charlie's security and the police and the security on the ground there and everything else. And then all this goes down, and you have all these missteps, and now we can't even tie the bullet to the gun. And all I'm telling you is how many things can just be weird like that, go sideways, where you go, I just can't buy the official story. I just can't.
yeah, and I was just I kind of interrupted August there, but I wanted to know about the the whole, again, the whole crime scene and the gun. And how did he cite, if he assembled the gun up on the roof, which was one of the reports, then how and when did he cite the sight in? Did it match the gun? Did it work? How did he aim? I want to know how he aimed and pulled off a 150-yard shot and never sighted in his sight and never calibrated that. And everything else you brought up is very valid. But the police own that crime scene, and if it was scheduled to be paved over, they should have stopped it. And that crime scene was sacred. They should have had it roped off. If there were any biohazards, they should have roped it off by 100 yards or more, and they should have made sure that university students didn't come back to school until that crime scene was taken care of properly. The defense never got to go to the crime scene. They should be screaming bloody murder about that they never even were able to examine the crime scene because it got paved over. There's absolutely no excuse for paving over that crime scene. And whether it was accidental or intentional or whatever, I want to know who authorized that and who allowed it to happen. And it seems like it's just Keystone Cops from, oh yeah, we didn't check any roofs, we didn't check any buildings. Every single person in that crowd could have had an Uzi in their backpack, and the security would have been completely ignorant about it. There was no security for anyone coming in. No bags were checked, nothing. And so this whole thing was just very unprofessional from the get-go. And by the way, August, I used to work at Provo Police Department just down the road from where I was. And I didn't trust the governor. I didn't trust the FBI, the stories that were coming out of there about this. And I like Kash Patel. But it just seemed like they were too busy about patting each other on the back. Oh, we've got this solved. And the original picture, they showed an original picture of the guy in the baseball cap. That didn't even look like the suspect. Some of the traits were the same, physical traits were the same, but it didn't look like him. And that actually got posted on Facebook, that it wasn't, that somebody else didn't think it was him. And the picture that I saw of Tyler Robinson, he looked like he was drugged. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. I just thought I wanted this one to be easy for everybody, but it wasn't. And it just didn't make sense. It was kind of like Lee Harvey Oswald goes downstairs after he supposedly shoots the president and has a Coca-Cola and then walks home, gets a gun and kills a cop. And then what does he do? Of course, he goes to a movie. Doesn't try to escape. He could have been halfway down to Mexico by the time anybody was any more the wiser of what him.
So the question is, August, do we think that this is this worth us questioning this, though? I mean, I don't mean to make a bigger thing and just question everybody and everything, but at some point when a national figure like Charlie Kirk gets literally murdered in broad daylight, assassinated,
wait, Sam,
and nothing stacks up, should we question it?
Wait. The other thing I was going to say, that he went to the Dairy Queen, kind of like going downstairs and having a cocaine. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Who went to the Dairy Queen?
Tyler Robinson.
Okay, there you go. I mean, this is just, should we be questioning this or should we just believe the official narrative?
No, I mean, you got to question everything, right? We live in that day. You got to question everything. So, my thing is question what the facts are. The facts show that his boyfriend turned him in. I don't know if it was boyfriend, trans friend, whatever kind of friend turned him in. He directed law enforcement in the right direction, and soon after that, they were able to recover. Or before that, I'm not sure of the timeline. They recovered the rifle, and those are the facts. So immediately they had him. And I do give credit to law enforcement, to county sheriffs, Mike Smith and all them. They did a great job in keeping everything tight. As far as like other stuff going on and paving and everything, I mean, at a certain point, I think they were there. From what I saw, they had the thing cordoned off for maybe a week. I don't know how long it was. I went there after the fact. I took pictures, and but the facts, if you're saying you did this, how did you do it? What did you do it with? There's video from ring cameras on the street that he walked down with the rifle. How he took apart a rifle and got it back together again, I mean, he could answer that, right? And it'll probably be a question as to him actually taking it apart, and maybe that'll come out. Maybe he won't answer that. Maybe, it was just a simple thing. I don't know. But yeah, we should question everything. We definitely should question everything. Don't take everything at truth, at face value. And you might learn from looking at other things. If you're just looking at the pavement, or you're looking at other parts of the investigation, yeah, you might go down some rabbit holes. But look at what actually happened. What is the boyfriend? What is Tyler Robinson saying or not saying that will lead you to say, hey, this was a shooter? What is he influenced? Like I said, there's programs, algorithms, maybe influencers that influenced him. I know for sure that online there was people cheering him on for having assassinated Charlie Kirk, and maybe people close to him influencing him to go do it. So that has yet to come out. I don't know. I'm just making my best educated guess as to what happened. But a lot of the stuff that happens because of the influence on social media, what you're watching, what you're being fed.
Would you say that you believe that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk?
For me, if he admitted it, then he owns it.
Okay.
If his boyfriend said he did it, he did it.
What do you say,
If there's
Sheriff?
somebody else, if somebody else did it, we don't know who that person is.
Sheriff?
Well, the boyfriend wasn't there, and the other rumor was that the uncle turned him in, the dad turned him in, a retired cop turned him in, and then they didn't, and so it was the whole thing is so convoluted. I haven't drawn any conclusions about it yet, except that it's just a big mess.
And that's not by accident, is it?
No. And Tyler Robinson should have never said anything if I was his counsel. But this is a huge breaking story that they don't have a bullet that matched the gun.
I wanted to bring that up. Our topic today was fifth generation warfare, and then this story just popped into my news that I keep an eye on this morning at the same time. I find that interesting.
Yeah.
But look, fifth generation warfare is the battle for the mind, where nations, bad actors, and institutions use media, technology, and psychological influence to shape what people believe. Right? They define society. They weaken a nation from within. I mean, this is serious. And I believe fifth generation warfare is at work with this story and many others. August, what do you say to that?
Yeah, with a lot of things. If you look at what happened, we can just go down the list. Let's talk about Maduro, right? Maduro was taken out of Venezuela. All of a sudden, we have protests here from Democrats and the left saying that we should be taking out president from a country. He's a dictator. He's a known uh, drug trafficking head, right? So we're not supposed to do that. Then we have the immigration issue with people being deported. And we're supposed to know who every single about 13 million people there are here, and they're all good, right? No, we don't. We don't know any of them. And we're letting people in the United States that we have no idea who they are. Chinese, Iranian, Arabs, they're here. If you just divide up that 13 million that came here and say, okay, 1% came here, what do you have? 100,000 terrorists in the United States or more?
That leads me to my
And
question.
yeah,
So
Go ahead, Sheriff.
that leads, and I'm sorry to interrupt again, but before the show ends, I've got to ask you:
yes.
if the cartels and the terrorists, as you just mentioned, and the Chinese, CCP or whatever, what are they doing here? And shouldn't we? How concerned should we be? How scared should we be about the numerous sleeper cells that have been established by the cartels and the terrorists and the Chinese?
First of all, I don't think you should be scared. I think you should be prepared. So if you're not a carrying and toting like White Herb, you should be. And you should be aligning yourself with the sheriff's law enforcement, providing them information on things that you see. If you see something, say something, it doesn't look right. You should be concerned. Where's it going to happen? If you look at the hotspots in the U.S., the bigger targets are going to be bigger cities, New York.
The training I'm familiar with talks about they're going after our infrastructure. Trump is talking about attacking their power grids. Whose power grids are most vulnerable, theirs or ours? And please respond to that.
Well, ours are vulnerable too because from overseas, right? We're seeing a lot of hacking and systems going down with different companies. Are theirs vulnerable? Yes, if we want them to be. If we have a direct, if the president does want to their infrastructure to go down as they did in Iran, economically or even militarily, their infrastructures, their highways, or even there's a lot of things that they can do. When you're in this kind of war, it could be water, economics, financial, medical. A lot of things could be affected. So even food. So if they want to attack one of those infrastructures, they can do it. Supply lines and stuff like that. And we may or may not be able to find out who did it. That happened in Afghanistan and Iraq. Asymmetric warfare, but it's here now. And these sleeper cells, we call them, they're not asleep. They're surveilling. They're looking at their targets. They're going to find out what and when and where, and they'll do it. It won't be a surprise, so just be prepared.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our goal is not to make you run around and panic in fear. August Davila, he's powered by faith, anchored by Christ, and I want to make sure that you feel that way as well. Yes, there's bad actors in the country. Some say it's 13 million, as August talked about. Tom Holman and company say it's north of 20 million. But even if 1% of those 100, 150,000, 200,000 are bad actors and come to America in sleeper cells or active cells to do America harm, I'm convinced the Iranians have some of that because they're backed by the communist nations of China and even by Russia. And if we're not very careful, they will, Mach 250 come 4th of July time, etc., and take action against us. And it won't be good when they do. Fifth generation warfare is a real thing, folks. It's serious. And we're going to be working with General Flynn and America's Future, Mary Flynn and those guys, with the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association to train across the country about fifth generation warfare and about how you can combat a lot of that. You got to learn to avoid the deep fakes and the fake news. And man, it's really hard to get factual data out there. On one hand, you don't want to speculate. On the other hand, you're left with nothing else to do when you know that things just don't add up. So how do you kind of manage all that? How do you not get punked and manipulated and browbeat and turn into a scared rabbit about everything at the same time? How do you be vigilant and, look alive, so to speak? Stay frosty, as the military guys would say. How do you do all those things?
Right.
I think the answer is it comes down to preparedness and training, August.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're the one that controls what goes in your mind and how you react to it, right? Right away, you can get you can build up all this fuel inside of you to say, hey, I want to go as much as you want to go take out some of those, like Sheriff Mack said, these corrupt politicians in Washington, D.C. You just have to hold back, and hopefully, I'm hoping for law enforcement to go down there with a posse and just say, hey, you're corrupt, you took a bribe, let's go to jail. Let's do this. I mean, because even the people in the United States, they're already fed up. They're at the boiling point where they want to see these politicians gone. Not only them, the criminals, the sex traffickers, the pedophiles, the human traffickers, and the list goes on. Let's get them all out. Yeah, the Jeffrey Epsteinites. Let's get them all. Let's arrest them all. Let's put them behind bars, or let's do like the Wild West, hang time at noon, right? So I mean, the only way people are going to learn is if they see what these politicians have done to this country, and they're getting away with a lot, and a lot of our money. That's why I don't understand the Democrat Party. It's a socialist party. If you're good giving your dollars away for people that commit fraud, that are using your money to send overseas to Somalia or some other country, then you belong to that party. If you're okay with the immigration laws where criminals get to be paraded around the country because they don't feel good in another country and they're criminals, then that's the party that you should join. But you only get what you deserve. So if you want that, you're going to get exactly what you want. And if you're in one of these states, I would run. I would run to a different state and get out of that state, because it ain't going to get better. It's going to get worse.
Amen.
Sheriff Mack, final word to you, sir.
Well, I'm glad that he went there. He's absolutely correct, and I take a little bit different view there. I hope people are scared enough to get moving and get prepared. Just like you said, August. So I think you were very wise in your counsel there. But folks, human nature, one of the greatest motivators is fear. I hope you're scared a little bit, to where you get prepared, have a plan with your family, make sure your children are watched over, and if the grid does get attacked, do you have a plan where to meet? What if phones don't work? All of a sudden, phones shut down and internet shuts down. How are you going to communicate and have a place where your children know they can go to be safe? So that's all part of being a plan and being prepared. And I thank you for bringing that up. And folks, we have got to be vigilant. We've got to know what's going on, and we have to work together as a community. Join our posse today at cspoa.org.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. August Davila, our guest. Powered by faith, anchored by Christ. I hope everybody is that way. But I agree, I want you motivated. Use that fear, then use your faith. Replace fear with faith and get prepared today. CSPOA.org for Sheriff Mack. Revelar-FCS.com. Vettix.org for August. I'm Sam Bushman. LibertyRoundTable.com. LibertyNewsRadio.com. I'm telling you, we want you to stand with God, family, and country. We need you, my fellow Americans. God save the Republic of the United States of America.